Unsyndicated presents Off the Air with Sean Baligian.
Listen, I didn't know what to do with myself tonight. I'm just telling you point blank. I've been walking around aimlessly. I'm like the town old man. Just what am I supposed to do? There's no hockey on. So I said to my friend Blake, "Hey Blake, would you like to do a show with me?" And my friend Blake said, "Sure, Poppy. I'd love to do a show with you."
I said,
And here
"See,
we
Poppy."
are.
I said, "See, Poppy." And then here we
This
are.
is weird for so many of us. Like seriously, Blake. I watch hockey every night, and there's no hockey on. It's like, what am I supposed to do with myself right about now?
Well, I think you used your time wisely. You said you did a bunch of grilling and made a bunch of food and sulked around about how there was no hockey. So I think you
And
used your time wisely.
I was a little busy this weekend too. It was one of those weekends that just, I think everybody goes through this. Okay, I've been putting off the springizing too long.
Mhm.
And we just springicized it, or springizing. Is that the best way to say it? How would you say that? It was time. It was just time to like do things that I should have done a long time ago. Does that make sense?
You had chores to do.
Yes, lots
You
of
had
chores.
chores to do. Big kid
It was
chores.
It was 5,000 degrees. Rizzo said, "I'm the same way, Sean and Blank. I'm just hoping the Wolves lose, just in the hope that the Pistons can go after Connolly." Yeah, I like honestly, I like seriously. I'm like, what do I do now? I made some big fat burgers, though. I'm not joking.
I literally
Like,
finished. I downed 2 burgers about 10 minutes ago.
all right. So, how do you like your burgers?
Medium, right in the middle.
You know,
Just pink.
all the times you've been over to my house and I've barbecued for you, I got to make burgers for you, because I'm going to make you
Oh,
a
yeah.
medium rare burger, and you're going to look at me and you're
Oh,
going
I
to go, "That's a
love
great."
medium. I'm not gonna it's medium or lower for me.
Yep.
Like, the more pink, the better. If
I'm
it's medium
Listen,
well, no.
I need the juices in the blood like coming down like I'm a freaking vampire. Like I just bit somebody's neck, and when I bite into it, that blood's coming down, man. Come on. That's how I like it. By the way, look at this. Let me get to what Nick said. I had that feeling looking at the playoff schedule tomorrow, and I think the next games are Thursday, used to every night for a month. Wednesday is Florida and Rangers. We're actually going to have a viewing party that night, as a matter of fact. A guy who's going to be at that viewing party, the new grandpa. Our buddy Kirk Hunter, the coach, congratulations. His daughter had a granddaughter today. Hold on a second. Yeah? You like that? Congratulations, coach.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So you were watching some of the NBA. Is that fair?
I had it on just now, but I didn't watch it all yesterday. I was in the same boat as you. I was in yard work hell.
No, I like honestly, it's really weird, dude. I just don't. I always use the analogy. I have a plate, and I put so many heapings of food on my plate. There isn't a lot left over for the NBA playoffs. Honestly, there really isn't. It's especially I mean, Friday night I was up watching the double overtime game, and then watching the game yesterday and everything. So really, it's one of those things, Blake, where I'm not joking. It just I don't have a lot of time to do it, or much interest. I gotta be honest with you.
I turned on that hockey game on Friday, and
Mhm.
I was so tired I fell asleep within 10 minutes. I was out. Just
Really?
out cold. Woke up the next morning, saw it went to double OT, everything. I was out, and I wanted to watch it, but
Yeah.
I didn't have it in me. I didn't have that dog in me that night.
Nick said PGA over NBA, heck, Indy qualifying over NBA. I love watching the tournaments. I'm not going to lie. I was in and out today, though, full disclosure, because like I said, I was so overdue doing things around the house. There was just a lot of stuff to do. And so I'd pop my head in and going, "What's going on with Morikawa?" I'd pop my head back in. one of those types of things. But no, it's, you know what? It's weird for me. Good news is there's a game 7 tomorrow night. The bad news is I have an event. I mean, I'm happy that I'm doing it. It's a, Livonia Stevenson Hall of Fame thing, but Blake, man, especially a game 7, I don't want to miss any of it, dude. That's not. No, I think, like I said, I've said it 1,000 times. I think it's the greatest thing in sports, man. I really do. I think it's the greatest thing in sports.
Now, is this event an event that will have like a TV over a bar where you'll be able to watch it? Or is this a situation where we got to get you figured out with being able to tune in and out on your phone?
The good news is it starts late enough where I think I'm only going to miss a little bit of the first period. I think, because if I'm not mistaken, I can look it up to be sure. I think the game is 9:00 tomorrow. So I figured this will probably be over around 9. And then that way, I mean, if you haven't been to Livonia yet, it's like Checkpoint Charlie. There's, all this barbed wire, and you have to show the proper papers and everything, to make sure that you get out of Livonia, because they don't want their residents to leave. Main streets of Livonia, that's what they call it anyway. But no, all jokes aside, I'm guessing I'll be home probably mid first period. I think that's what's going to happen. Jim said NBA is still a thing. Todd said NBA playoffs are the green bean casserole of the meal. Not enough room on the plate. Nick said paint drying over the NBA. Jason said last NBA game I watched willingly was when Dirk beat LeBron in the finals. Turned it off, went, why do I watch this, and never turned on a game since. Yeah. I'm not
this round has been good. I've been tuning in and out, and it's been good to watch.
Anytime the Knicks flame out and flame out at home, that makes me happy. I'm not gonna lie to you. It makes me. Hey, I gotta ask you, Jason, who's in the chat, was telling me a little bit about this, and because I'm not one of you people, and yes, I used you people, because I'm not one of you people, you Michigan fans. I guess there was quite the outcry from Buckeye fans about like the video for the college football game. Like,
yes,
Jason sent me some stuff, and I'm not joking, Blake. I was like, is this satire? Is this real? Are these people like, is that really a thing, dude?
The video was very, to put it in my era's like lingo, it was very trolly. Like, they had Donovan Edwards like breaking a huge run in the video against Ohio State and like stiff arming a dude into the ground. They had Illinois beating Ohio State for the Illabuck in the video, which was very funny to me.
So you really felt that they were seriously
there was some trolling going on, I think, 100%.
Wow.
And then the end of the video was Michigan holding up the national championship trophy. So I mean, those three things, you're definitely trolling a little bit.
Daddy Larson said hockey, no NBA, please. I just don't have time for it. Seriously, I don't. Like, no disrespect. If you're somebody that loves the NBA, love it. I've always laughed when people get like offended. That's like, it's always like, Blake, it's always made me laugh. And by the way, Daddy Larson, you're going to appreciate this. Blake, you know about this. We are going to do something in conjunction with the MHSAA Coaches Association for hockey, where we are going to be reaching out to former players that are now either playing in D1, in some cases, even some guys that made it to the NHL, and talking about their experience and their path from the high school ranks to D1 to the NHL. So we're going to be, stay tuned. We're going to have something for you this week. But Blake, do you know dudes like that? They're like, I don't have too many in my life because like now, like we're older and we just spend our time bitching at clouds and stuff like that. But back in the day, especially when I was doing the daily radio show, people would get like so offended when I would say, listen, I'm watching hockey every night. I don't know what to tell you. They'd get like offended. Well, hockey sucks. Okay, cool. You know their ratings are terrible? Oh, I better never watch it again then.
That's what makes
Rats.
my sports decisions, the ratings. That's the end all be all. Yeah.
People get offended. Like, if you like it, like it. What does it matter what some loser like me thinks? It's not for me anymore, man.
I don't have very many people like that in my life. I feel like the NBA is very coastal, like East Coast, West Coast.
I
There's
think you're right.
hardcore fans.
I think, yeah. I think you're right.
In this area, I mean, Detroit's not a basketball city by any means. So I don't run into that many people like that. Detroit's a football city first, hockey, baseball second. You know, NBA is very low.
Football by a mile. And you know me, I'm the biggest hockey fan. If you don't acknowledge that this is a football town, you're just lying to yourself. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to yourself. You know, I mean, it is. I mean, number one by a mile. And that's the way it goes. Here's the thing that I would say about that. It's so funny when you and I are just bull crapping because we just stumble onto something. Blake, you're probably too young to remember the 04 championship, right? The Pistons 04 championship, right?
Yeah, I was like 11.
Okay. Well, I mean, you kind of listen. I'm not joking. This place went nuts for a good month. I mean, it was insane because that team totally exemplified like Detroit and Detroiters. Everybody was looking past it. There wasn't a bunch of shiny stars, et cetera, et cetera. And then they went out and took care of their business against that Lakers mercenary squad. Remember, they went and picked up the glove, and then they picked up Karl Malone. I'm telling you, anybody who was around for that, and especially like in my business, Blake, there was about a 2-week period where, I mean, it was absolute gold. Everything the Pistons touched, everything the Pistons did, it was a basketball town, you know, and so that tells me, and I'm not playing the Detroit's a front runner card here or anything like that, because my exhibit A would be the Detroit Lions, who were almost always supported, even though they kicked us in the nads so many times, right? But it goes to show you, if you put a competent thing out there, man, people are going to get into it. I mean, it was going to the Palace on a Friday night was almost like a night out on the town. You know, it was like a CNB scene type of thing. It was really, it was the crap for a couple of years there, man. It really was.
Do you think that if that happened now, though, it would be the same? Because I don't. Like, I mean, just looking at like, and obviously somewhat different sports, but like Michigan and Michigan State have both had incredible runs in the last decade, and it doesn't do it for people at all.
I think, especially with the arena being downtown, I think it could be the cool hip thing. I do. I could see it becoming the cool hip thing.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but that would be my logic. That would be my logic behind it. I'll tell you what, especially from my side of town, from where you're at, I'm guessing it wasn't that difficult. I hated driving out to the Palace of Auburn Hills. Hated it with a passion because there was no easy way to get there from where I lived. And a lot of times we would shoot straight from the fan because, you know, when they won the title in 04, my radio station was the home of the Pistons. So we would do a lot of different shows out there or appearances. And, you know, one night we're with Rick Mahorn, the next night we're with John Sally. Hey, yay, hooray. I hated it, though, because there's no easy way to get out to the Palace. And for those of you that maybe came from my side of town, you got about 3 miles away from the Palace, and then it was every man for himself. There was just no easy way to get in there. You know what I mean? So
no, it was the same. It was like, because I went when Vans used to have the Warped Tour, they would have it at the Palace. And I remember sitting in traffic for legitimately 2 hours just to try and get there. Because I would have to take 696 to 75 to get off there. And it was brutal. There was no good way to get there at all.
Some comments. Aaron said the 2004 Pistons were amazing. They beat Kobe, Shaq, and an all-star squad. Todd said the sellout streak 2 in Auburn Hills, no less. The Palace was awesome from Aaron. The team had sold out 259 straight games at the Palace, including postseason, since January 19th, 2004. Jim said if EA NHL Sports put out the all-time roster, would Sean choose Plant, Dryden, or Waugh between the pipes? Waugh. There's one man that won 3 Conn Smythe trophies. He's a money guy, upped his game so many times in money situation. Waugh, all day. Nick said Westsiders have a pain of a drive to Auburn Hills. Eric said I like the post bar on the way to the Palace. Yeah, it was a fun era. It really was. And 05 was just as fun until the end, as you well know. But it was, it was one of those things that Blake, it's a good question. I don't know. It was the right team at the right time. So many things came together. But if I were a betting man, I would say it would become huge and quote unquote hip with the Pistons being down at LCA. Really,
yeah, you're probably right.
I think that would be like the cool. Aaron brings up a good memory. Detroit Vipers hockey was a great product at the Palace back in the late 90s. I had the privilege of calling a few of their games. I filled in for a few of their games. It was the IHL was a different place back then, but yeah, I had the privilege of doing a few of their games. It was kind of funny. Nick said, I think the Palace is a better basketball venue than the LCA. Pistons seem like it's not their home. It's mostly Red Wings in there. I couldn't agree with that more. And to the basketball fans out there, Nick, that's a great point. To the basketball fans out there, do you guys feel that way? Blake, I went to a game last year. I had to do an event after the game. And honest to God, I felt like I was a visitor. Like we were visitors of the Detroit Red Wings. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely. When you walk in there, it feels very Red Wings, 100%.
Yeah. I got to do this too. I got to put you on the spot. I got to ask you about movies in a second, okay?
Yes, I know. You warned me.
If you guys aren't aware of this, okay, and I'm being serious. I didn't know this about my friend Blake. One day, Blake and Lomas Brown and I were sitting around the office. Blake, by the way, from 760 WJR, the Mitch Album Show and Sports App. See that, Blake? See that?
Good job.
And I don't even know how we got on the subject, but Blake said, I never saw that movie. And then there was another, I never saw that movie. And then there was another, I never saw that movie. So we started throwing out like movies to Blake. And he would go, mm-mm. Blake, you never saw Saving Private Ryan?
Mm-mm. Nope, I haven't seen it.
Blake, you never saw E.T.? Mm-mm. I mean, like literally name movies that all of us have seen, right? And Blake, I don't want to say every single one. Blake, you correct me if I'm wrong. I would say maybe 1 out of 30 you said you saw. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, I think that would honestly be high.
We're gonna put this to the test in just a second. We're gonna put this to the test in just a second. Don't you worry about that. Can I tell you about our new friends at All About Catering? Look, I've used them. They're fantastic. As that says right there, let them do the work for you. They are a full service caterer, graduations, wedding, bridal showers, corporate events, anything you need, catering from 25 to 4,000 people. All About Catering can and will take care of you. They did take care of me. I'm telling you point blank. Rick and his team did a fantastic job. You call them, I guarantee you they're going to take care of you just the same way that they took care of me. Why? Customer service and satisfaction is their number one goal. Don't sweat your next big event. Just go to allaboutcateringllc.com today to see their menus and all their 5-star reviews, or call 586-731-1398 to get your event started. I swear by them. I've used them a couple times. You should as well. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Now, Nick asked, here's a good one. Are you ready? Did you see Happy Gilmore?
Yes, I've seen Happy Gilmore.
You have seen Happy Gilmore.
Yes.
I'm so glad that there's a Happy Gilmore.
But every other movie that people have posted in the chat, I have not seen. Every single one have not seen. You pick the one I have seen.
Isn't that great? Isn't that great? Seriously. The Matrix movies.
I haven't seen them. I have zero interest too. Like
The
you would have
Natural.
to pay me to watch those. Haven't
The
seen
Natural.
Them. Nope. Haven't seen.
This
That's
is
a
what we're
baseball movie, right?
Yes.
Well, at least I got that right?
Yes, it's a baseball movie.
Born? No, I haven't seen Born, Kirk.
Star Wars?
I've seen Star Wars. Yeah, I saw the original 6. I'm not getting past into these new like nerdy all that stuff. Nope, I'm good.
That's right. Blake, do you know who that is?
We played this game and he wears the NFL hat when he goes to games. I can't remember his name.
Dean Youngblood.
Yeah.
It's Dean Youngblood. Rob Lowe.
Yeah, Rob Lowe. I knew that.
That's it. Okay.
I knew his name.
So Rolling Stone came out with this list a couple of years back. I pulled this up of the top 30 sports movies. Now, being Rolling Stone, they have some snobby stuff in there. I mean, it's Rolling Stone, so what would you expect? So I'm going to skip some of them, okay? At number 29, they have Tin Cup. Have you seen Tin Cup?
No. That's a golf movie, right?
Yep. 0 for 1. All right. Have you seen Miracle?
Yes. I've seen Miracle.
You have seen Miracle?
It's a great movie.
Wow.
Yeah, hit me with again.
All right. That's now so you're 1 for 2. Chariots of Fire. No way.
I've never even heard of that.
No way. No possible way. No way.
No.
All right. So you're 1 and 2 now. All right. Yeah. Hold on. Let me keep Chariots of Fire. Let me scroll down. Rudy.
Yes.
You did see Rudy.
Yes.
It's a great
he was
movie.
He was offside.
You're 2 and 2 right now. How about Blue Chips?
No, I have not. Isn't Shaq's in that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Any Given Sunday.
Yes. I did see that.
I am stunned at that.
Yeah.
I think that one's overrated. Just one man's opinion.
Yeah, it wasn't my favorite movie. It was good. It wasn't.
I think people go crazy about that movie, and just one man's opinion. Wow, you're 3 and 3. You're doing better than I thought, dude. Bend it like Beckham. No way.
My wife's watched that like 100 times, but I'm not sitting through that.
Victory, one of my favorite movies. I'm not even joking. Pele, Sylvester Stallone soccer movie.
Nope.
There's no way you saw that. No way.
Yeah, no.
All right. So what are we? 3 and 4 now?
Yeah.
3 and 4? The Big Lebowski.
No. 3
and 5. You need to see that. Just one man's opinion. You're 3 and 5. That's dude, I'm going to say it again. I think you're doing better than I thought. Let me try to scroll down here. So be patient. Talk amongst yourselves.
Sports movies also though, I'm high. The likelihood is higher. It's not great still, but it's high.
Oh, of course. Where did we leave off? Okay, The Natural. You already said no. 3 and 6. All right. What is that? I'm not even gonna mention that. North Dallas 40. No way. No.
What's that about?
Football. Dallas Cowboys.
Okay.
Like from the 70s. All right. Some of these are just stupid. But like I said, rolling. This is what I get for Hoosiers.
No. I love how disappointed you get. Like you don't know the answer.
Listen to me. I'm telling you right now, Todd. You remember this, okay? Mark my words. Sometime in the summer, when you and I are really depressed and need college football, you are coming over my house. I am going to have a barbecue, and we're going to turn this damn camera on, and we're going to like live watch all these movies with you that you haven't seen. How do you not know about The Legend of Jimmy Chitwood? My gosh. White Man Can't Jump. Friday Night Lights.
Yes.
Wow.
One of my favorite movies of all time.
He's 4-8. I can't believe it. All right, that's stupid. Why? That's stupid. I'm just Slapshot.
I had to think about it for a second, but no. You're questioning everything you know right now, aren't you?
Bull Durham.
That's a baseball one. I know that.
I'm very proud of you. Caddyshack.
Recently, like
You
2
did
years.
see Caddyshack.
Yeah, Mitch made me watch it. Or he said I
Outstanding.
couldn't be on the show anymore.
Did you enjoy it?
It was okay.
Raging Bull.
No.
What are you, like 4 and 411 now? Is that where we're at?
Yeah, we've gone on a long lost streak.
Bad
right
News
now.
Bears.
No. I think I might have seen the.
Wasn't that like mandatory viewing when we were in school? Like in 3rd grade, I think they made us watch it.
I think I watched. Didn't they do like a new version of it and it stunk?
That was awful. Yes.
I watched that one.
All right, Rocky.
No, I love how sad you're getting. I love it so much. Like all the joy is
How is
washed.
that possible? All right, there's only one more that I have to get
Bad News
to.
Bears is football, right?
No.
What is it?
Baseball.
Okay, sorry.
This is terrible. This is really bad.
I'm really.
Did you ever see Youngblood? We were just talking about Youngblood. Did you ever see Youngblood?
No.
All right, let me get to number 1, and then I'm going to get to some of these people. Number 1, Hoop Dreams.
No. Wait, is Remember the Titans not even on this list?
It's not even on there. Yeah.
This list sucks. You picked a bad list.
It's Rolling Stone, so yes, there's something to be said about that. All right, The Sandlot.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Okay, that's another one. Boy, as a little kid,
that's like a classic.
Nick said, you just run into Rocky on accident on TV. It's on so much. He's got a point, but the original isn't on that often. Like you see 4 all the time because, again, I mean, let's face it, Rocky Balboa stopped the Cold War. I mean, everybody knows that. So 4 is on all the time.
You know what's funny? I watched Creed, the first one.
Did you?
Yeah, and it was good.
Did you like it?
Yeah, it was good. I like Michael B. Jordan, so.
Rizzo said Blake has broken Sean. It really does. It hurts my heart. Mighty Ducks.
Yes, all of them.
Okay. You
Those
really
are
have?
Yeah, those were like my favorite movies growing up. I think I've watched the original Mighty Ducks no less than 200 times.
As Kristen just said, we have to have a marathon movie night with Blake soon. I'm serious. I'm going to put that dumb camera up like when we're having our viewing party like we do on Wednesday. I'm going to put the dumb camera up and like the camera's just going to be on Blake's dumb face as he watches these movies. And like the best part is, Blake, people, you're going to be amazed and go, what have I been missing all these years?
I don't like movies. I don't like sitting through them. They don't keep my attention.
The Replacements.
No.
The Hurricane.
The You? No, I haven't heard it. I haven't even heard of that.
It's a boxing movie. Longest Yard. The prison football movie. Crew.
Yeah. I did see that.
Okay. Blades of Glory.
Yes.
The Program. As Ray said, one of the best football movies.
No.
Cinderella Man.
No.
Hubie brought up The Natural. He said no. Did you watch Goon or the sequel?
No.
I'm going to make you watch the Rocket Richard movie just on principle too. So just to watch Sean Avery get his ass kicked by Rocket Richard, like you have to watch that just on principle. And if you guys haven't seen it, you can find that on YouTube. Just type Rocket Richard, Sean Avery, and Rocket Richard kicks Sean Avery's ass, but it's not really Rocket Richard, obviously. Dodgeball.
Yeah, that movie's great.
Dodgeball, okay. So like you're 5 of 7,222 right now, if you're keeping track at home. 61. That's a good movie, Ray. Wasn't that an HBO movie? 61.
Mind you, I haven't seen the original Top Gun. I saw the new one.
Overrated.
But I feel like it's also a movie everyone's seen.
It's
Maverick was awesome.
I enjoyed
movie was
Maverick.
awesome.
I enjoyed Maverick a lot. I agree with you. Top Gun, I felt that way back when it came out. It was like so big. I think that was my sophomore year in high school. You know, I'm old. And everybody like went crazy about it. And I thought it was stupid. I did. I thought Moneyball?
Yes.
You did see Moneyball.
Yeah.
The Last Boy Scout. That's funny. That's it. That's a good. Jason, it's not a sports movie, but I have Tombstone. There's an even money chance that movie's on television right now.
No, I've never.
You never saw Tombstone.
I've never even heard of that. What's
That's
it about?
All right. I'll talk to you guys again Tuesday. I'm done for the night. You've never even heard of Tombstone?
I've never even heard of it. What's it about? All this silence is not good for our audio listeners on the podcast, Sean. Okay. So Wyatt you got to talk.
Wyatt Earp, Doc Holliday.
Doc Holliday.
Showdown at the OK Corral. You never. Kurt Russell. You never. I'm your Huckleberry.
No. You're just saying things right now. I guess I did just tell you to say things.
I'm your Huckleberry. I can't. Field of Dreams. Somebody brought up Field of Dreams. Did you ever see Field of Dreams?
I've seen like parts of it. I haven't seen the whole thing. But I get it. I don't need to see the whole thing.
Parts of it, but I get it. That is outstanding. Todd brought up, okay, so now we're going to go non-sports movies. Godfather.
Nope.
Gangs of New York.
No.
Goodfellas.
No.
Suicide Kings.
No.
Boondock Saints.
No.
There Will Be Blood.
No.
This is... Nick, you win.
I don't know what that means.
You win.
I haven't seen any I don't watch movies.
That was well, since you get Field of Dreams.
I don't get that.
You should have seen Blake, You Want to Have a Catch Coming. Because that's like
apparently I don't get it.
The last scene of the movie, okay?
Yeah, I didn't get that far. Clearly.
I'm dying. It's unbelievable to me. I Karate Kid. There's a good one. Karate Kid.
Wax on, wax off? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've seen the whole thing, honestly. I'm done. Never heard of Tombstone.
Dude, it is amazing. I listen.
Our viewers are going to hate me.
No.
Legitimately hate me.
Okay, Blake, this goes back to like what we were talking about earlier, okay? Who gives a crap, right? Like seriously, who gives a crap? Like, you know, like I've always joked I've had sand kicked in my face so many times in my life because I'm a hockey fan first. There's nothing you can say to me I haven't heard, you know?
Yeah.
Right?
I feel like movies are more mainstream.
It's like look at that.
That's really how it'll have to be.
Todd, listen. I mean, there are so many like regular movies I want him to see, but we really need to start with like the sports movies. We need to put together a list of like Blake. I would tell you for personal and bias reasons, like Slapshot's a must. We should have like a Slapshot viewing party. Okay. You know, even though that movie is 46 years old now, it's timeless, right?
I've heard good things.
Yeah, it's absolutely, 47 years old. It's crazy. Color of Money. Do you ever see that?
No, I've never even heard of it.
The Sting.
No.
Major League.
No.
Ray said, Sean, what chance do you give Vancouver out with Brock, out with the blood clots? I took them at the start of the series. We were talking about it, Blake. I don't know if you remember that. You can go back and check the tape if you want. I think the ESPN prognosticators had 24 out of 24 take Edmonton in that series. And when the boys were over my house, I think that's when there were 4 of us there. They all took Edmonton. I took Vancouver. I still like Vancouver. I don't trust Edmonton's goaltending, period, end of story, at all. And Edmonton did a great job limiting Vancouver last night. Tremendous job, okay? You guys saw the game. Skinner looked like he wanted to shit his pants half the game. Crap his pants. Swear jar. He did. He looked like he wanted to crap his pants half the game. So obviously losing Brock for that game is huge. But I'm taking Vancouver at home. I know everybody and their brother wanted to take Edmonton in that series. The only reason I couldn't take Edmonton is because of their goaltending. Honestly, I mean, do you guys trust either one of those guys? I don't. Sorry.
Do you give
especially?
either...
I cannot believe they went back to Skinner last night. I mean, it obviously worked out well, but it wasn't because of Skinner. It was because of the way. I mean, they did a good job of limiting Vancouver last night. You know.
Do you give either team a chance against Dallas though?
No. Both of them are going to get smoked.
Okay.
Both of them, like literally, I couldn't. They're going to get smoked. Ottinger is so far and away ahead of either one of those guys. Even if Demko comes back, I think Dallas is going to smoke either one of them. I really do. We'll see, but just one man's opinion. Hey, while we have a moment, can I tell you about our friends from Legacy? Been talking about them.
Have they watched movies?
They've watched movies. Did you know that thousands of Metro Detroiters who watch movies that Blake does not have called Legacy to get help with their home and auto insurance? Some of you have as well. We appreciate that. To the rest of you, what are you waiting for? You'll be helping me out, but most importantly, you'll be helping you out. Because our friends at Legacy Partners are one of Southeast Michigan's top independent insurance agents, and they provide a full-service, one-stop solution for all of your insurance needs, personal and business, large and small. Now, what Legacy does is they get in and help our listeners by fixing mistakes other agents have made, asking the right questions to get the right coverage put in place to properly protect you. And in the process, they save you some money. Chances are, if you haven't checked your policies in the last year, you're paying too much and you could be underinsured. Enter Legacy Partners. What are you waiting for? Get your quote. They're coming over my house in a couple weeks. I'm getting mine done, baby. Give them a call. 586-209-4106. That's 586-209-4106, or visit legacypartnersins.com to get started with your new quotes. So there you go. It is unbelievable how many people are like throwing movies out there at you, Blake.
And they're home movies. See,
Blake, you know what though? That's I'm gonna invite you again to my bosom. Come into my bosom. I will cook for you and we can watch some movies, okay?
You're asking a lot out of me. You want me to be in on the Lions. You want me to watch movies. Like those are you can't have both. One or the other, buddy. So
come over my house. I'm gonna make you barbecue. And I know it's hell, but I'm gonna make you watch movies. No, I can't do it.
There's too much going on.
That's outstanding. Oh my gosh. So speaking of too much going on, Blake, not that anybody is counting, certainly not me. 97 days until the start of college football. Not that I'm counting or anything, just 90. Nick asked about Letterkenny. Did you watch Letterkenny? Have you watched Letterkenny?
No. Okay.
Chores?
I know of him. Yeah, like I see clips and stuff.
Oh.
Like you can do this same bit with TV shows. Legitimately. There's like maybe 6 that I've seen.
100%. Same thing. I've never that's the exact same thing. You and I could people would get pissed at me for the same. I just don't watch these TV shows. And then whenever like I stumble upon a TV show, it's because somebody in my family like suggested it. And then when we're done watching the television show, like I'll give you Succession, right? Like I fell hard for Succession.
Okay.
And after a few episodes when we realized how much we liked it, I literally would look at my family and go, "Aren't you guys glad I told you about this show?" That's like my favorite bit because I don't know anything about any of these shows. I don't know the first damn thing about any of these shows.
No, like everyone was like, because my like the age where I've been like peak TV watching was like Game of Thrones, and I was like, I could care less
I
about
didn't
these
like it at all.
dragons and all this stuff. I don't care.
I
The
didn't.
one show that I got like super hardcore into, HBO show, was Entourage. I think I've watched Entourage like 3 times through. Love that show.
No, never
You
did
have,
anything.
I would highly recommend. It's great.
I watched it a couple times. If something doesn't grab me, it usually doesn't get me back. Does that make sense?
100%. Yeah.
Like I've had so many people tell me, you gotta give Game of Thrones a chance. You gotta, and dragons and dragon eggs and shit like that. Sorry, I just
No, it does
no
nothing
offense,
for
just
me.
doesn't do a damn thing for me. Rob said Jared Kiso from Chores. He also played Don Cherry from the excellent 2-part CBC Don movie, Don Cherry movie. I remember that years ago. I remember that. Nick, very familiar with Letterkenny. Absolutely. Good stuff. Eric said thoughts on the PGA Championship. We touched on it earlier. I mean, props to Xander for getting it done, especially in dramatic fashion. No doubt about it. I mean, how right? Typically, for once, I'm not wearing a hat, but if I was wearing a hat, I'd tip of the cap, right?
Can we be honest with our viewers and listeners?
Yeah.
The odds of me watching golf are lower than me watching all the movies that we just talked about.
I love it. I love
That's
it.
just me being honest.
I was in and out today. I was, like I said, I had
no,
things
but
to do
you
today.
pay attention. Like you say the word golf, and I'm out, dude.
Now I've said this before. I cannot stand playing golf. I can't stand it. I'm serious. I love watching it. It's fantastic. Like I thoroughly do. I enjoy. I think you have to have the right temperament for it. Okay.
Mhm.
And I think you guys would agree with me. I hope you would. I'm generally a pretty happy go lucky guy. One might say goofy. Golf turns me into something else. So I don't like to go there. I'm not being funny. Like, dude, why don't you golf? I don't like to get myself in that mental spot. Like where I have to worry, I don't know. I might go Happy Gilmore on somebody. I don't even like to get myself in that position. So I'll watch it, but in regards to playing it, nah, no way. Hey guys, you want to go have a golf outing with the show? Do what you want, man. It's great. That's fantastic. I don't no thank you.
I'm a big drive the car, drink beers, and smoke cigars guy. I'm in for that.
Yeah.
But I don't need to. I don't need to pay a bunch of money to do that either. So I'm good.
It pisses me off. Like my biggest problem with golf is I don't understand how a human being can just shake off like the bad shot. I can't do it. Like I seriously, I can't do it. I'll play really well, and then I'll have that one bad shot, and then everybody does the same thing. Dude, relax. Like chill. Okay, we're not even playing for money. Dude, come on, just have a good time. No, don't tell me that. No, I can't. I can't turn it off. Some dudes can turn it off. I can't turn it off. So I don't like to put myself in that mental position,
It's crazy though, like since COVID, how much bigger golf's got. It's nuts. You can't avoid it.
Yeah.
Like me as a non-golf guy, I cannot avoid
like
seeing it, hearing about it, nothing.
Yep. Rob said golf requires perfection to be enjoyable from a competitive standpoint. Unless your name is Kurt Hennig, then it's impossible for us. Absolutely perfect. Do you remember those vignettes, Rob? Those were awesome in the back in the day at WWF. Eric said, I would watch golf over a Sparty game. You the man, Sean. Which Sparty game? Because I mean, give me a Michigan State football game or a Michigan State hockey game any day of the week, right? I mean, that's That's the way I am. But no, hey, listen, some dudes are into it. And, the dudes that take a golf trip, why don't you take a golf trip with us? No, thanks. No, thanks. You know what? For me, I'm going to invite my buddy Blake over. I'm going to make him watch a classic movie. He's going to weep tears of joy and say, number one, your food was tremendous. And number two, thank you for enlightening me and making me sit down and watch Rocky. That changed my life.
I don't think you just spit out like 17 lies to our viewers just now. I'm never going to say your food was tremendous.
That's not true.
I know.
Remember, I caught you last week when
it
even
was so that pork. I couldn't even do the bit. It was so good.
Thank you.
It was so good.
Thank you. You even said that.
You know it's bad when I can't do the bit. When I can't. In
fairness, the best part was like true story. This is what Blake did. Blake looked at me and he goes, "What'd you do different to this pork?" I'm like, "Oh, you caught it, did you, Blake?" Okay, I can't even play the game. This is awesome. Thank you, Blake.
So good. It was so good.
You want me to tell you what I did?
You told me, but you can tell everyone. I would love
apple spice rub. It was tremendous. It permeates the meat, and I did a little injection. Not a lot, just a little.
And
injection.
you tried handing me barbecue sauce, and I said no. It doesn't.
I'm the same way. I had a little bit because my first plate, I didn't have any, and then the second I was like, well, I want to try it with a little barbecue sauce. So this Wednesday again we have viewing party, game 1 of the Eastern Conference Final. Same routine. After second period, we'll be on here. The couch is going to be full. You guys are more than welcome to come over, Todd and Blake. I know how that routine works, but I've got ribs, I've got sausages, and I've got wings. So that's what I'm going to roll with. Let me talk to you. Can I talk to you about our friends, the Handsome Brothers? Can I please tell you about?
Are they movie guys?
Yes, absolutely they are.
Okay.
And they're money guys as well. And if you're ready to take charge of your financial future, look no further than the Wealth Advantage Group, located in historic downtown Northville and owned by the Handsome Brothers right there with over 20 years of industry experience. They understand that your financial goals are as unique as you are. That's why they offer personalized expert guidance to help you navigate the complexities of financial planning. Now, whether you're saving for retirement, getting ready to sell your company, you're already in retirement, doesn't matter. They got your back and they can help guide you through every step of your financial journey. They work with clients throughout all stages of life and have clients in over 20 different states. Call these guys. They take care of me. They'll take care of you as well, because the investment world is complex. And if you're ready to start taking your finances more seriously, it might be time to work with the experts. Reach out to my pals at the Wealth Advantage Group at 248-773-8574 or visit their website at www.thewealthadv.com. So there you have it. Good stuff.
Someone earlier. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead.
So someone earlier in the chat brought up the game too, and I realized this week. So Mitch's show takes off 2 weeks in the summer, and the video game comes out the week that the first week that I'm off. So I'm legitimately not gonna leave my room, and I'm just gonna be playing NCAA football 25 for like 2 weeks straight. Awesome. It's gonna be incredible.
Awesome. Rizzo asks, when does the Western Conference start? 8:30 Thursday night, TBD, against the Stars at Dallas. And of course, Wednesday night, 8:00, Panthers at Rangers. Make sure you join us after the second intermission. We sit around, not only talk about the game, but some of the great conversations that come up, and people make fun of me because I'm Rain Man and I can just remember stuff. Like I can't explain it. It just is, right? You can, remember what year this goal was scored or that goal thing was scored. Ray said going to a golf outing is almost as boring as going to a NASCAR race. Yeah, dude, as I've gotten older, like I get it. To each their own. Like seriously, I get it. I'm fascinated by it. Like, I can't wait to go out to the Rocket Mortgage. I have a blast out there. You guys know my thoughts on racing. There is nothing more boring to me. I don't get it. I'll never understand it. Now here we go again, Blake. Oh, hockey sucks. I've heard it all before, but to each their. There it is, the Baligian 5 double lot. Come on over. Absolutely, come on over.
That's one of my favorite
Those
bits.
socks going around in my dryer. Mention the show and you get in, and instead of $5, you get in for $4. I'll give you $1 off if you mention the show.
What a deal!
It's a great deal, and you can watch the socks go around in circles for an hour. We need to go to Detroit Football Club sometime. I would love to. You guys know I love soccer. People rip on me for it. I love it. Like, it's like World Cup time. I'm locked in. That's just the way it is. I love it.
I get the same way.
Ray said Rangers Panthers probably NHL dream matchup. They want Dallas and Edmonton in the West. I would think so. And I listen, I think Dallas is going to pound either one of them. Absolutely pound either one of them. I really do. Just really, I think they're going to pound them. Anything else that we have to get to before we get out of here?
I was going to ask you about, I saw the Tigers went 2-0 so far this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Did you catch any of it? Watch any of it? I mean,
I don't like Javi Baez. Okay. Like, I don't like his act. Obviously I don't like the way he has played, but let me say this, as a human being, like, I have legitimately felt sorry for him. Because when guys lose it, like the way he's lost it, he's probably the guy that's most surprised by it, right? So I'm serious when I say this. I'm happy for him as a human being that he kind of bounced back this weekend. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like I felt sorry for him. And I know he doesn't want my sympathy. There's nothing worse than watching like it fall apart for a guy. You know what I mean? And everybody is watching it, and I don't like his shenanigans. I don't like his act. I don't like his attitude. Obviously, I don't like the way he played, but as a human being, like, I felt sorry for the guy. He was lost at the plate. I mean, lost. So for him to have the kind of weekend that he did, like, I guess I'm happy for him, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I still don't like him, but I'm kind of happy for him. But it was nice to see them go out there and score some runs. They had to.
I loved him on the Cubs. He was my second favorite player. Legitimately. It was Rizzo and then him. He was, third because Schwarber, because he just hit dingers and it was awesome. But he was so good on that team. Yeah.
Eric said, Sean, every time my dad and I saw you at the beer company after a Lions game, you couldn't have been nicer. Thank you. That's very kind of you. Rizzo said Baez is an example of be careful putting your hopes into free agency. There's no doubt about that. It's no doubt about that. Rob said Baez OPS plus is less than 50 even after this weekend. I don't ever root against our guys, but it's not a matter of if at this point. Dude, it's like, I'm not saying that this is the start of a comeback or anything like that, okay? Like, I'm not. As a human being, I felt bad for the guy. Like, I did. I'm not being funny. Like, that just, like the Steve Smith for the older crowd out there. Are you familiar with Steve Smith, Blake?
The Game 7
of the defenseman for the Edmonton Oilers.
Okay.
Game 7 of the 1986 Smythe Division Finals. He's coming from behind his own net. Young kid trying to be a hero, make a great outlet pass, hits the goalie in the back of his leg, puts it in his own net. Needless to say, immediately drops to his knees and, like, are you kidding me? By the way, Blake, it was his 23rd birthday. Happy birthday, Steve.
Oh, man.
Like, I don't care who you root for. As a human being, you're just going, I don't want to see that.
No.
I don't like the Bill Buckner thing. Like, I don't want to see that. Ah. Tim Flynn said, "What act? You know what act I'm talking about with Baez. I can't stand it. The cockiness and especially when he goes to Chicago and he'll get a mere base hit and he's blowing kisses to people and stuff. That's the kind of crap you do when your OPS is way up here and your batting average is way up here. I can't stand it. Ugh. Hubie said, only reason Oilers didn't win 5 cups in a row. Bite your tongue, Hubie. There's a 20-year-old kid by the name of Patrick Waugh that had something to say about that. Rizzo asked, Sean and Blake, do you think the Wings surpass the Tigers and hockey becomes the number 2 here? Also, don't forget, if Erod didn't turn it around last year, he doesn't opt out. Go with the first one. What do you think, Blake?
I think the Tigers would have to be consistently bad for like another 5 to 10 years. I think the Wings could have like a spurt, like they could come up, but if the Tigers get good within the next 3 years, like say they're both good, I think people would care more about the Tigers than they do the Wings, like on a bigger scale.
I agree with you. I don't think it would take much to pass the Red Wings. Does that make sense? I think the Red Wings are 2 right now. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the Tigers would have to do much to pass the Red Wings. I just don't. That's at least that's what we've seen historically here. You know, that's what we have historically here.
I think like hardcore devoted fans, I would take the Wings over the Tigers, even right now. Like I think like hardcore hockey fans are built different, but I think like on a more regional scale, I think the Tigers could easily surpass the Wings.
All right, I'm gonna get snobby here. And Hubie, are you still in the chat? I'm gonna get snobby here for a second because of something that you said, and I want to make sure that you know and everybody else knows that I'm not making a blanket statement. But I think there are 2 different kind of hockey fans in Hockey Town. There is the Red Wings, and all I see is the Red Wing fan. And, who's ever here is the greatest. And if you can't figure out that this player is going to score 30 goals and this player is going to win a Norris, and, if you can't figure that out, then you're just a hater. And then there's the hockey fan. And in my mind, as a hockey fan, it's always frustrated me that there are so many people that have absolutely no idea like what the OHL is.
Yeah.
Like that Windsor is, 4 miles away from where LCA is, that you could drive over to Plymouth, back when they were there. And now the NTDP, and you say the NTDP, what's the NTDP? And you're going like this. Don't you pay attention to the draft? Well, they pay attention to the draft after the Red Wings make their selection, but up until then. So I think, and the kind of snobs I'm talking about are the guys that'll be lined up on my couch. I think guys like us get pissed off at that stuff. There's the Red Wing fan, and then there's the hockey fan. And I think those are 2 categories in this fan base. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, I think you and I connect on that with college football. Like there's Michigan and there's Michigan State fans.
Yep.
Then there's college football fans. Like we're college football fans.
Yep.
We're watching all the games. I can tell you about teams all over the country and in Michigan.
Yep. And as Nick and Ray both made comment to, you've got Flint and then you've got Saginaw. And I was fortunate to work for Saginaw for a year. Great people up there, including Chris Osgood now. And the Memorial Cup is one of the can't miss hockey tournaments of the year. I say this every year. There are things for me personally that are can't miss on the hockey calendar. Obviously, the Stanley Cup playoffs, you can't deny it. Okay. You've got the World Junior Championship, which in my humble opinion is number 2 on the list. It really is. It's number 2. The World Junior Championship over Christmas time and over the New Year, number 2 on the list. You've got the Memorial Cup and you got the NCAA. It's like you can't miss. Period. End of story. It's can't miss. So
when the pros are playing in the Olympics, where does that rank?
That you put it right up there. You have to. Even though, you know what, in my mind, it was almost boring in 2014 because Canada dominated so mightily. It was almost boring. You had that incredible defense core, and then you had the guy at the time was undoubtedly the best goaltender in the world, and Carey Price. It was almost boring, and I think that's why, for me, I'm going to be intrigued because, boy, the Americans have done a really good job of producing some good young players, and I'm going to be really intrigued when they're back. I really am. I think it's going to be really, really fun. You know, and I mean, even like, in our backyard, our friends at the with Motor City,
Yeah.
I mean, that's a great product. And heck, me, I'm biased. High school hockey. Well, I'm a big hockey fan. No, you're a big Red Wing fan. And I think there's a lot of that.
There's definitely a difference.
Yeah, I think there's a big big thing. I mean, this is a person that wouldn't dream of going to a Rockers game or driving a half mile away from their home to go see the local high school team play. So whatever. Rob said, quick question, Grand Rapids Griffins, can they win it all? Yes, that's a tough matchup, but yes. It's pretty good though. I mean, you take a look at what the Wings teams have done, and obviously Griffins take a nice run, Walleye take a nice run. So it'll be really interesting to see, how much of that translates, Canada showing in the World Championships. We're still number one. Bedard is the future of the NHL. Oh, there's no doubt Canada's still number one. Make no mistake about that. I think the Americans done a really good job of developing players over the past few years. And a lot of it goes smack dab to a place 3 miles down the road from where I'm sitting. I mean, you cannot put a price tag on the job that the NTDP has done. And this is coming from an OHL guy. You cannot put a price tag on the job that the NTDP has done. I mean, fantastic. The proof's in the pudding. Look at those drafts each and every year, It's unbelievable. All right, can we talk about Lindsey Broadwell, and then we got to get out of here. Blake, we really did a good job of bullshit tonight, didn't we?
We're pros. That's what we're here for. What they sent us for.
When it's time to buy a house, sell a house, doesn't matter. You need to contact the right agent. You need to contact that one right there, Lindsey Broadwell. Your house is probably the biggest investment you'll ever make, and that's why you need a pro. Lindsey grew up here on the main streets of Northville and has expanded her team all over Southeast Michigan. She's an expert in all facets of the business. Now, when it's time to move, our friend Lindsey and your team will make sure you get the most out of your house and everything goes smoothly when finding your new home. Buyer, seller, first-time buyer, doesn't matter. Make sure you contact Lindsey at BroadwellHomes.com. She'll help you with everything from start to close. Licensed realtor at Real Broker LLC. Start your search today at BroadwellHomes.com. So let me read what Todd said before we get out of here. Red Wing tickets were impossible to get for so long. It hurt the growth of the casual fan. Tiger tickets, not so much. You could get down there for cheap, have a beer, and a little fun in the summer sun. Local broadcast reach used to be a thing. To me, it's about marketing and reach. Get the Wings more reach and market, and then they can win number two. Never in their run did those casual fans decide to get interested in hockey. It was just what everyone was talking about. I agree with that. You know how we brought up earlier in the show, Blake, like Friday night at the Palace was like the place to see and be seen.
Yeah.
Friday nights at Joe Louis was like that for a long time. In particular, New Year's Eve was like the social event. Like that was like the big social event, Yeah. So, yeah, whatever.
Do you like my new background, by the way? I got some stuff put up behind me so it doesn't look
what
like
did you tell everybody what you have?
Oh, it's just, a nice national champion flag. That's I got more stuff coming. For now, it's an autographed picture of Denard Robinson. Then I got this pegboard so I can put up whatever I want. It's going to be great. Very excited. Doesn't look like I'm in a prison cell anymore or a padded room. And I have Patrick the goat behind me.
Todd, I'm not answering your dumb question. I know what you're trying to get me to do, and I'm not going to answer your dumb question. Did you see Todd's question? You can say it. I'm not going to. I'm not.
Michigan won the Natty. Go blue.
Not going to happen. Not going to do it. Not gonna. You know what? We were talking about WWF wrestling, right? I don't. It came up a couple times during the course of the show. Do you remember the $1 Million Man? Todd, do you remember the $1 Million Man? There was a guy by the name of Ted DiBiase that walked around with wads of cash. And he would do these vignettes where he would say, everyone has their price. If you want to pay me a crap load of money, I'll say go color that rhymes with glue. I'm a hooker woman. You give me a big pile of cash and make me say that, I'll say it.
You see what Jim said?
What?
In the chat, which is actually very funny. Shout out, Jim. Give him a picture of Chris Webber calling timeout. That's great.
But people, would you ever say it, man? Get Ted DiBiase. Every man has his price. Give me a big wad of cash. I'll say it. How much money is it? First of all, I'm not going to take a big, stack of singles. But if he wants to give me a big stack of $50, I'll sing your damn fight song.
I don't think you could pay. I don't think there's enough money in the world.
Bull crap.
I really don't.
Bull crap.
Not for your school, for the other one.
I
hate them so much.
Dude,
Ryan
okay.
Day.
No, all right. See, here we go. I say to you, Blake, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
You see what this is?
Mm-hmm.
Let's pretend it's like what is it called? What business people walk with? It's a briefcase.
Yes.
I have a briefcase right here. And I open up that briefcase and there's $100,000 in there.
Mm-hmm.
$1.
Life-changing money for a young man like me.
Tax-free. Okay?
Now that changes things.
Okay? And DiBiase looks at you and says, Blake, my friend, all you need to do is sing the Ohio State fight song. Are you telling me you wouldn't do it?
$100,000's kind of light.
Hold on a second. I'm trying to remember the words. Throw the team across the field. Show them Ohio's here. I'd be screaming it at the top of my lungs. I would sing your for $100,000. Somebody's gonna give me $100,000 to sing your.
I would have to think about it. I would have to.
Todd goes, I'd do it for $10,000.
I would have to evaluate.
Rob, you are on fire tonight, dude. Would Blake dribble a basketball 10 times for $100? One of the greatest WWF bits ever. Rob, you're on fire tonight, dude. Go look that up, Blake. This little kid, all he had to do was dribble the ball a number of times, and on his last dribble, Ted DiBiase kicked the basketball, and the kid didn't win. And he was this little kid, and he had his sad little kid face. And Ted DiBiase, oh, you just missed it, kid. But everyone's got their price for the $1 Million Man. Blake, you would do it for $100,000. Todd, seriously, you do it for $10,000? Legitimately,
I would not do it for. I would not do it for 10. I can tell you that much. 100, yeah, probably.
$100,000. He's got $100,000 right here. All you have to do is sing.
Don't know, man.
Is
it filmed? Is it filmed?
Now, yes.
There's proof. That changes it. I gotta live with that for the rest of my life.
Dude, are you kidding me? I would hand that money to my buddies, the Handsome Brothers, and they would turn that $100,000 into like $300,000.
That's true.
Play that video as much as you want, man. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh my gosh, I'd live with that. Absolutely.
It's the only thing in life I care about, okay?
Well,
That's all I got.
Listen, when you're pissing gold, you could take a golden piss. Baby, yeah, Blake, I have video. Oh, yeah, look I just pissed gold.
That's true.
Screw that, dude. You do it. You do it, and you know you do it. You do it.
I'm not going to answer you.
Okay.
I would do it.
Eric said, I saw that video multi times, each funny. Yeah, go look at some of Ted DiBiase's videos. They were unbelievable. Are you kidding me? See what Rob said? You'd make enough to invest with the Hanson brothers and have them retroactively scrub it from life. Absolutely.
Do you think they have that power, right?
Absolutely. They could hire lawyers that could do it.
That's true.
And anytime somebody plays it, you're making more money. Now your money's starting to work for you.
That's true.
I need a dip. Listen, I gotta go. Todd, thank you. Blake, thank you. Blake, we'll do something Tuesday night, right? We're gonna do something Tuesday night.
Yeah.
And then we have 2 shows for you. Wednesday, we have a pretty cool show just talking about the path that you can take from MHSAA hockey, talking to some guys that went and played D1, some guys that are made it all the way to the National Hockey League. Then we have our viewing party, so stay tuned for that. And we'll be releasing info very soon about Blake's movie watching party as well. And it's happening. It's happening, Blake. It's happening.
If it's sponsored. If it's not, no.
You know what? I need to for it. You know what I need to do? I need to talk to my butcher and get my butcher to sponsor that, because I've given him so much business going in there and picking up some of these treats and stuff like that. Maybe I could get my butcher to do that.
Yeah, if it's sponsored. Cool? If it's sponsored. If it's not, I'm busy. You know how busy I am.
All right.
Also, listen, we need a heating and cooling sponsor. So if anyone out there is
that's true. All right, we got to get out of here. I'll see you guys. Bye. Say it. Bye.
Off the Air with Sean Baligian, featuring Sean Baligian and Blake Majchrzak. Produced by Todd Losey and Blake Majchrzak. Executive produced by Sean Baligian and Todd Losey. Theme song, incidental music, and related sound effects are from Play It Loud by Jam Studio. Engineering, mixing, and graphic design support provided by the unsyndicated podcast team. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Off the Air with Sean Baligian on all your favorite channels. While you're there, be sure to rate and review the podcast. Got something to say to Sean? Call the unsyndicated hotline at 248-237-3257.